Mr. Heasley, are you all right? Are you there, sir? Do you need help? Mr. Heasley? Mr. Heasley!
What saw you in your flight today? Crows awing your home away? Forget will I how black you were since dawn. In feather and character, absolve will I your vagrant band ere you enter your slumberland.
Yes, the Pendleberries are staying here. Well, I tried putting the call through, but there was no answer. No, ma'am, I don't know where they are. It's not my place, ma'am. I'm the switchboard operator. I see. Well, there was that government group out front earlier today having a photo taken. They were here to visit the Livingstons. Yes, quite a few people are going to the castle today. Not a castle. It's just called a castle. I'm not being funny, ma'am. I would never be. Hello? Hello? I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I'm Lucy. May I help you?
I'm Chief Investigator John Wilson Murray.
Oh, you're a policeman.
No, I'm a detective.
There's a difference. I thought detectives were policemen too.
No, a man can be an excellent policeman and yet an utter failure as a detective.
So you're not a policeman?
I have questions.
Oh, about that poor fellow in room 202.
You know about this.
Everybody knows about it. It's a small town.
Did he make any calls?
Not that I remember.
Any you do remember?
No, he received a call.
Indeed. When?
This morning.
And who did the person ask for?
Room 202.
No name was mentioned.
No, it was a man's voice, but that's all I know.
Any idea why the man called?
I don't listen to the calls, Inspector.
Investigator.
Are you sure you're not a policeman? You talk like a policeman. Why, my Aunt Susan...
I'm sorry, sir, but there's someone in the room.
In the room?
Yes, sir, in room 202.
There's no one supposed to be in the room.
That's why I came for you, sir.
Did you ever think of heaving them out first?
You told me to tell you first.
Is he a detective too, or is he... Baden Hotel? Could you hold the line for a moment, please? Now, how may I help you?
Who are you? And what are you doing in my crime scene?
I might ask you the same question, Murray.
Dickson. I should have known it was you.
Then you also should have known that the hotel owner called us when Robert Heasley's body was discovered. We took the first available train. Or has your investigative process lost its luster?
Says stodgy old you. And who is this young lady? Your nursemaid?
I'm Isabel Bruce, of Dickson and Bruce Investigation. My uncle is anything but stodgy. Perhaps a tad tedious at times, but certainly not stodgy.
Your niece. Are you desperate?
Not near as desperate as you. Do you have any inkling of what happened here? Or are you hoping some local will provide you with the necessary clues?
I'm Chief Investigator John Wilson Murray of the Attorney General's office. Do you actually investigate or merely take notes?
So this is old, never let go. It was fortunate that the murderer in your Benwell murder case of 1890 actually helped you identify the victim. Otherwise, you may not have caught him. Although your use of photographs Canada-wide certainly caught the attention of that Peller gentleman. He would likely have been Burchell's second victim if it was not for that.
She's an avid reader.
Of that Swamp of Death book, it would seem.
Published that same year. It was fascinating, to say the least.
So, Murray, what do you surmise happened here?
Oh, no, Dickson, you go first.
I would like to have seen Hazley's body.
The coroner beat us to it. The housekeeper said it was by the bed.
On the side by the window, yes. She also said she heard 2 gunshots.
So you've spoken with her?
I have. Witnesses can be helpful.
Yes, as long as they're telling the truth.
Are you saying she's lying?
I believe in circumstantial evidence. I found it surer than direct evidence in many, many cases.
Very well. Let's look at the evidence in this room. Simply put, the murderer gained access to the room either by deception or through familiarity. Once inside, and at the right moment, he shot Hazley, likely in the chest. The impact would have spun him to one side, and the documents on the floor indicate that. The second shot would have propelled him to the other side of the bed, where he crashed to the floor. Your turn, Murray.
You ignored the overturned chair, Dickson. Heasley was sitting there, likely reviewing those documents. The knock on the door jarred him. As he rushed to get up, he grabbed his revolver. The gun accidentally discharged and did so again as he hit the floor. This was an accident, nothing more.
Well, that's all very neat and tidy, Murray, and could very well have happened. Indeed, the murderer made it seem as though it happened exactly as you described.
So you're claiming this was a murder?
I'm stating that it was.
Oh, preposterous. The housekeeper was outside the door. The room door had to be unlocked to get inside. No one was seen leaving the room or rushing from the hotel. Ask the front desk.
Isabel?
I found threads on the windowsill that the murderer left behind while escaping out the window. Likely used the drain pipe to lower himself to the ground.
I should note that, according to the housekeeper, the window was open much wider than it should have been for such a cool morning.
She closed it.
She did. Do continue.
The chair was staged, not tipped. If it was tipped, it would have fallen in this direction. As for the revolver, we were assured it was not moved. It was found on the right side of Robert Heasley's body, when, according to these documents over here, he is left-handed. I believe you will find the revolver is wiped clean of any fingerprints. This was no accident. This was a very carefully orchestrated crime scene.
The question is, why?
Why indeed? You neglected to mention the feather you found by the bed.
Did I?
You did. Why?
Feathers are common to native tribes. There are no tribes in this area.
Which in itself is suspicious. But again, why pick it up?
It had blood on it.
And was likely staged as well.
To indicate that a tribe member was involved in the murder.
Devious and certainly deceptive. That's why you didn't leave it for Murray.
I have read his exploits.
And you're concerned that he might fixate on it.
Something like that. What of you, Uncle?
Oh, I agree, of course. The feather merits further investigation.
You know what I meant. Why pocket that item on the nightstand?
You don't miss much.
Must be hereditary. So what is it?
It's Mennonite, I'm sure of it. I've seen them many times before.
Heasley was a Mennonite?
I intend to find out. I've heard about a land deal that's not going well. Perhaps they're connected. And you?
I plan to take the next train back to Berlin. My friend E. Pauline Johnson is in town.
Yes, I read that in the Daily Record. She's performing at the Berlin Opera House.
And staying at the Waltfer next door. She should know much about feathers and native customs.
But first, I've heard a group was photographed out front this morning.
And you would like to know more?
I would. Would you stop by Lawrence Hardware before you catch the train to Berlin? I'll stop by a few others.
I have time. I'll get back to you before I leave. Good afternoon. Keeping busy, I see.
Well, a watched pot never boils.
And never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. That's why I'm here. I'm Isabel Bruce of Dickson and Bruce Investigation. I was hoping that
I know nothing about the murder at the hotel.
And yet you know it happened.
News travels fast in a small town. Bad news even faster.
In that case, Mr.
Lorenz, John Lorenz. I'm the owner of this hardware store.
And I would imagine that you heard about a group being photographed outside the hotel this morning.
They were being photographed. Is that a crime?
Not that I know of. Very few people have a camera of their own.
I can't imagine everybody ever will.
Did you hear who the photographer was?
Yes, some fancy fellow from Preston, I heard, takes photographs of famous people. Some Marquis, I don't know what's his name, and some princess I've never even heard of, and goes by the name of Aston?
Essen? James Essen?
Yes, I do believe that's the one.
He's renowned for producing the finest stereoscopic views of natural scenery and is well known throughout the Dominion and Great Britain.
Well, I've never heard of him.
No, I suppose you haven't. I'll let my uncle know that it was Essen before I leave on the train.
Well, do as you will.
That I will. Thank you for your time.
Time waits for no man, Miss Bruce.
Or woman, for that matter.
Good afternoon. Baden Hotel.
Excuse me, I'd like to talk to you again about those calls.
And you are?
More importantly, who are you?
I'm Louise, the new switchboard operator.
What happened to the old one?
She quit?
She was here this morning. I talked to her when I came in.
She was. And then she up and quit.
Just like that. No reason given?
None that I'm aware of. The manager called me. I've done this before, so I came in.
Had she been here long?
She started just last week. Didn't like it, I guess.
Didn't like something.
Good afternoon. Baden Hotel.
You have cursed and called him a cattle thief, though you robbed him first of bread. Robbed him and robbed my people. Look there at that shrunken face. Starved with a hollow hunger, we owe to you and your race. What have you left to us of land? What have you left of game? What have you brought but evil and curses since you came? How have you paid us for our game? How paid us for our land? By a book? To save our souls from the sins you brought in your other hand? Go back with your new religion, we never have understood. You're robbing an Indian's body and mocking his soul with food. Go back with your new religion and find, if find you can, the honest man you have ever made from out a starving man. You say your cattle are not ours. Your meat is not our meat. When you pay for the land you live in, we'll pay for the meat we eat. Give back our land and our country. Give back our herds of game. Give back the furs and the forests that were ours before you came. Give back the peace and the plenty, then come with your new belief. And blame, if you dare, the hunger that drove him to be a thief.
Come in.
Thus loves my heart that far old country better, because of those dear words that always come, with love enfolded in each English letter, that drifts into my sun-kissed western home.
Oh, Izzy, is there no words in my poem that you cannot recite by memory?
I've read the White Wampum many times since I purchased your book of poems last year.
Many times? You must have it memorized then.
In a manner, I suppose. In fact, I remember every word, every syllable on first reading.
That's such a gift. Or is it a curse?
For me personally, it's a gift. For those who commit crimes, it's a curse. For my uncle, I'm convinced it's both.
For me, it's delightful, if not refreshing. But of all my poems, why my English letter?
You are two sides of a coin. On your father's side, Chief Johnson, leader of the Six Nations, you're Degayanwake, or double wampum when translated to English. But you were named after your mother, Emily Powells of Bristol, England. But to avoid any confusion here in Canada, you are known as E. Pauline Johnson. Which side do you lean more towards?
My parents encouraged me to embrace both sides of my ancestry, but I'm fascinated by the stories of my Mohawk ancestors, stories passed down through the generations.
And told to you by your grandfather, John Smoke Johnson.
Not just told. He performed them with such a passion.
Something you continue to do in your writing and performances. Your Mohawk attire adds such authenticity.
It's actually a costume of my own design that my sister helped me with. We found bits and pieces in catalogs and such, but the scalps and wampum, however, are passed down from my grandfather.
Then in Act 2 you wear Victorian garb. It's a dramatic change from the first act.
My mother taught me the decorum, refinements, and manners of her English upbringing. It bodes me well as I travel from place to place. The audience always seems quite shocked that the Mohawk woman in the first act is the same woman who recites to them in their societal dress. I just hope it helps them to see Redskins, as we are often called, in a different light.
At the very least, they listen, Pauline, and are exposed to a world they know very little about. One can only hope they learn from it as well.
Enough about me, Izzy. You're here for a reason, I'm sure.
What makes you say that?
You never come to see me between acts. It must be especially important.
I am hoping that is nothing, but I have a strong feeling that it is something.
A feather?
Not just any feather. A feather with blood on it.
And you found this where?
At the scene of a crime.
Tribesmen rarely wear headdresses anymore. Ceremonial, yes, but not in day-to-day activities.
Perhaps one in their hat?
Yes, I have seen that, but many ladies who attend my performances wear feathers in their hats.
With blood on it?
What are you concerned about?
I'm quite sure this feather was left there to incriminate a tribesman. Smuggling has been noted along local rivers, and there are those quick to point to the reservation. I was hoping that you could...
This is your 10-minute call, Miss Johnson.
I'm so sorry, Izzy. I have to return to the Opera House. We could continue this...
You'll be far too busy with your admiring throng. Is there anyone else I could approach about this?
Are you acquainted with Carl Ahrens?
I've not met him, but I do know he's friends with Homer Watson.
He is a good friend of mine as well. I first met him in Toronto. He now lives on a reserve with his wife and children near Southampton.
On the reservation? That's unusual.
Carl reminds the chief's wife of their son who passed away. They adopted Carl and gave him the name Asabenang. It means a cluster of stars.
Thank you. I'll head up there tomorrow.
You won't need to, actually. He's staying at the Morfitt Hall House near Phillipsburg. That's all I know.
Not to worry. I'll find it. Nyon Kale.
You're most welcome. But tell me, when did you start learning words in Mohawk?
Would have only made it this far by the time I rounded the bend. You have to be here nearby. You will not escape, I promise you. Give yourself up. Come out with your hands up in the air.
The first shot will be mine, not yours. I encourage you to give up the weapon.
And now for a trip to Berlin and a cell at the Waterloo County Jail. We have much to discuss.
How do you know the Morfitt Halls?
They're patrons of mine and have been since 1891 when I was elected Associate Painter in the Royal Canadian Academy of Arts in Toronto.
Homer Watson was elected an associate in the same year.
He was. He and I have been great friends since our younger years and have paddled many times on the Grand together.
My uncle and I first met him when we solved The Secret at Woodside for the King family in Berlin. They too live outside of town in a wooded area.
Here as well, the Morfitt Halls prefer to be one with nature rather than endure the hustle and bustle of city life.
Was that one of your paintings I saw on the way in? I've not seen it before, but I recognized your style.
One of my earlier works, yes.
It's a long way from being a law apprentice in Manitoba.
My family's idea. It didn't last long. Soon I was holding down a claim near Lesser Slave Lake, Alberta, before hiking to Fort Garry.
More of an adventure than most would ever experience.
More than you can ever imagine. I met Francis Dickens. He was a captain in the Northwest Mountain Police.
Any relation to...
Oh, yes. He's the son of famed author Charles Dickens. I also met Calamity Jane in a Dakota saloon. I worked for her briefly and took every job I could find back then.
I didn't know that. I thought you worked for your uncles, the Roshman brothers, at their button factory in Waterloo.
My family insisted on it, then shipped me off to Stratford to learn dentistry from my uncle, Alfred Aarons.
I did hear something about being a dentist, but thought you were painting, not drilling teeth.
I didn't have a degree to practice here, so I moved to Nebraska City, Nebraska. By 1886, I was painting again and finally gave up on being a dentist. I never did enjoy it.
And that's when you set up a studio in Toronto.
My family was disappointed with me, to say the least, but it was what I wanted. I brought my first wife, Emily, and our young son, Carl Herman, and settled into our studio on Adelaide Street.
That's when you became known as an up-and-coming artist.
And befriended painters, journalists, and actors.
Including E. Pauline Johnson.
She's a wonderful recitalist and poet and does her Mohawk heritage proud.
And now you live on a reservation near Southampton?
For the summer. Like my good friend Homer, I thoroughly enjoy the great outdoors.
This is why I've come to you.
It has blood on it.
It was left at a crime scene.
The blood looks more like animal blood than humans.
I thought the same. The coroner will analyze the blood on the floor. Then we will know if it is human blood or not. But the feather, do you think it has any meaning?
As I've learned from time living with both the Ojibwas in Southampton and the native tribes out west when I was young, feathers have many meanings, depending on the bird it comes from. They symbolize everything from truth, honor, and strength to wisdom, power, and freedom.
Pauline told me that feathers carry messages from ancestors and provide guidance in life.
Yes, they are an important part of their spiritual and cultural beliefs.
What does a white feather mean?
I'm told it's a sign of purity, spirituality, and connection to the spirit world. If you wish to learn more, you should go to Jacob Stroh. He's been studying the native tribes in Waterloo County since he was a boy.
Of course, I should have thought of him. He opened a tannery a few years back in Waterloo.
You're going to speak to us sooner or later.
Sooner, if you know what's good for you.
This will not end well for you if you won't speak to us, Andy.
You know my name.
He speaks, Evelyn.
He speaks, but he has yet to provide any information that could go in his favor.
For what? Running through the woods? That ain't a crime.
No, it isn't a crime. But smuggling is.
I'm no smuggler. You have no proof.
We have 5 weeks of proof, my friend. We have seen what you do. It will put you away for a long, long time.
Unless, of course, you want to come clean with us. What have you been smuggling? Who has been receiving it?
Who is your partner? What is his name?
I don't know. I don't. He's never told me his name. All I know is I get paid.
Paid to do what?
To bring packages here by boat.
From where?
Downriver, at a place by the forest. He meets me there with the packages.
What are in the packages? Let me guess. You don't know.
You must know.
He never opens the packages.
He takes the packages. Where does he go?
I don't...
You better not say what I think you're going to say, or the next place you're going to go, Andy, is the Kingston Penitentiary.
You are at the crossroads. It is not like here. Here is like Sunday school.
Okay. I went there once when there were too many packages. I helped him there. And that's it.
And where is there?
Petersburg Station.
You put them on train?
No, the baggage cart. Doesn't always leave that day. At least that's what they told me. Hey, what about me?
We don't know.
You've made yourself quite a reputation over the years.
Well, at the nearby North American Hotel in the Sulphur Springs bathhouse, more and more people are coming here from all over Canada, the United States, and Europe to be healed, pampered, and cleansed.
And with that, prestigious clients for you and your magnificent photography here at your atelier.
I have had the good fortune to photograph many of the upper echelon of society, as well as politicians and famous stage performers, such as E. Pauline Johnson.
My niece Isabel is an enthusiastic supporter of Miss Johnson's poems and stories. How's it coming along?
One should never rush quality and perfection.
Far be it from me to disagree. Do you take the same approach with your stereo views?
I create a picture as opposed to someone who merely takes a picture. My binocular camera is fitted with two lenses several inches apart. They record the same scene at slightly different angles, which roughly correspond to the perspective of the human eye.
And the double image will produce a three-dimensional effect when viewed through a stereoscope.
In my travels, I have created hundreds of stereo views of landscapes, street scenes, parks. People can enjoy them all over the world in the comfort of their parlor.
I would venture to say that your worldwide reputation has established you as one of the foremost photographers of this era.
It is a fact beyond dispute that this is one of the best equipped galleries in the Dominion, and for fine work is unsurpassed in America.
Not to mention hard work, dedication, and talent. I'm impressed how natural light is allowed into your studio through a skylight with ground glass. It gives your photographs a certain feel that I have not observed elsewhere. It's no wonder that many call you the light man.
Well, that's the last of them.
Have you noticed anything unusual in them?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No one in the photograph that shouldn't have been?
Not to my knowledge. I would think somebody from the group would have something to say about that.
So, nothing interfered with your photography?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. There was another photographer there, an amateur from Wellesley. He snapped a few photographs before I could shoo him away.
Did you happen to get his name?
Ottman. Charles Ottman. Yeah, nice enough fellow. He stopped when I asked him to and left.
I'd like to question him. Is there a photograph here that I could take away with me?
Thank you for having a look at that feather, Mr. Stroh. I do know you're busy with your tannery next door. Over the years, you've been active with the Public Library, Historical Society, and even Town Council.
I can't think of a time that I haven't been busy. But that being said, I can always make time for Detective Dickson, or in this case, his niece.
You know my uncle.
I grew up near my grandfather, Frederick Gockel's Tavern near King and Queen in Berlin. Later to become the Commercial Hotel, and after that it
became... The Walford Terrace Hotel.
Exactly. Actually, not far from where you and your uncle live on David Street, across from Victoria Park.
So, how did you end up as a tanner?
Well, I started working with Louis Brightup at his tannery. And he taught me about processing hides to use in harness and saddles and other leather products. And later on, I decided to go out on my own, and I started Spring Tannery in Waterloo. But I have a feeling that you're not here about me being a tanner.
Carl Ahrens reminded me of your interest in native tribal culture and traditions.
And he knows a great deal about that. He was adopted by a tribe out west when he was young.
And more recently, one near Southampton. However, I read that you were interested in native tribal culture since you were young.
I was 12, and I was absolutely fascinated by the tribe members I would see around town in Berlin, even at my grandfather's hotel. My mother managed the hotel, so I spent a considerable amount of time there. That's when I started collecting artifacts, everything from arrowheads, spearheads, stone axes, and skinning tools.
And you still do so today?
Well, farmers bring hides to the tannery, and I often tan a skin in return for, relics that they might find when they're plowing their fields. For me, these items are more than a curiosity. They're acknowledgments of a tribe's existence in Waterloo County.
That would explain your interest in archaeology.
Well, I wouldn't say by any means that I'm a professional, and I've never had any formal education, but I have dabbled in it quite a bit over the years. Back in 1880, I came across the ruins of a native tribe community just north of Waterloo. It had over 100 different campsites, and each campsite had its own ditch.
6 years ago, you found a large grindstone north of Conestoga.
You remember that from a newspaper article?
I remember everything.
Well, I found it up near Glennie Springs. It weighed upwards of maybe 1,500 pounds. I donated it to Westside Park in Waterloo a couple of years ago, and it sits alongside the old log building that was Waterloo's first schoolhouse.
Are there any other native tribe sites in the area?
I have discovered others while exploring the woodlands. I'm also a botanist of sorts. I like to learn about, basic forest ecology and how to locate rare plants and different varieties of habitats. As for other archaeological sites, I don't often share them with the general public.
To avoid them being trampled and ruined.
Have you found a site?
No, but I did discover that feather I showed you.
It wasn't an old feather by any means. I've seen many feathers in my travels. The one that you gave me or showed me, it seemed to have been tampered with.
And the blood?
Animal.
Not human?
You should maybe have it analyzed to be sure, but I'd stake my reputation on it.
Would you happen to have any photographs of feathers you found? I've seen a few of your photographs and they are quite good.
Well, thank you. I am one of the lucky few to have a camera. It has come in handy when exploring, woodland areas or even in town here. But unfortunately, I don't have any photographs of feathers. You might want to try Charles Ottman. He takes all kinds of photographs in and around Wellesley. You'll find him at his father's harness shop.
Whatever they're smuggling, they take a great deal of effort to keep it from the public eye.
First by water, then by rail. No roadways.
Rivers are not exactly busy.
And railways take it farther and faster.
Getting anything onto that luggage cart would face an inordinate amount of scrutiny.
Not unless baggage man has a love of money.
They do say it's the root of all evil.
It is the root of many things.
That it is, Demetrius. Here's the luggage cart. They haven't loaded it onto the baggage car yet.
These are too big, unless packages are put inside.
I'll have a look on the other side to see what...
Hey, what are you doing here? You get out of here now before I have to... Oh, look at the time. Break!
Was that really necessary?
Necessary, no. Fun, yes.
I could have just showed it my badge.
Oh, Evelyn, a little encouragement goes a long way.
You there, back away.
Who are you to say this?
I'm Chief Investigator John Wilson Murray of the Attorney General's office.
You know Sheriff of Baden, Adam Stem? He knows me.
He does. When Stem is out of his element in the simple lines of police duty, I'm called in to take the reins, so to speak. And who might you be?
John! What a lovely surprise! You've met my associate, I see.
He's a Pinkerton.
Not at all. Meet Demetrius Shevchenko, private investigator from Hamilton.
Oh, that can be a tough neighborhood.
Tougher than you know.
What brings you here?
I have a case in Baden. A chap by the name of Robert Heasley was murdered.
Baden has its own rail station. You're in Petersburg because...
Railway business, Grand Trunk. Locals couldn't handle it. I was brought in. Back in the day, I was private security for Canada's Southern Railway.
You know this?
Our paths have crossed a few times.
2 years ago, you solved Hendershot murder case.
In St. Thomas, yes. The accused, William Welter, took young Hendershot to cut trees in Wardell's Woods.
He said tree fell on him. Blood said different.
Blood spatter was not consistent with the tree accident. I had the body exhumed immediately and the head removed so I could examine the wounds.
More axe than tree.
That, and just prior, Hendershot's uncle convinced his young nephew to take out an insurance policy, $11,000.
Walter swung the axe, the uncle paid for it.
And previously, he tried to put insurance on another man, but that application was refused. There's no doubt in my mind that Hendershot was a party to all of this.
Both were hanged.
They were, and justly so. And what's your interest in the bag?
This. A whole bag of them. In fact, as luck would have it, you're the perfect person to take a look at it.
Money? We were not expecting money.
But I do believe it's the same bag we saw with the man who got away.
The detail is magnificent, meticulous. Craftsmanship is superior in every way. In fact, it's near perfection.
Near perfection?
Even the finest bill is not perfect.
So, is it real or fake?
Oh, absolutely counterfeit. I'll keep this. And I'll take that. This is quite the discovery. I've not seen this since I tracked down and arrested the king of counterfeiters.
Edwin Johnson.
He passed years ago.
Crime lost a genius when Edward Johnson passed away. His bills were so perfect that banks would take them over their own counter. The officials whose signatures were on those forged bills couldn't tell their own signature from the forgery.
Yet you caught him.
The engravings were masterful, head and shoulders above the other coiners, so much so that the counterfeit detector booklets focused on Johnson's work. But that was years ago.
What of his family?
The boys stayed in the business one way or another, and they've been in jail more than out. The two girls were expert forgers, practicing since early childhood. They live with their mother in Detroit. I can't tell you whether they've been involved or not. I do know that Charlie Johnson was jailed for counterfeiting, and it won't be his last.
What of these bills? Is Johnson involved?
Old man Johnson always said that one of his boys would be a better engraver than him. These are good enough to be a Johnson.
These bills come from the printer. From there, they go to the shovers.
And the plates are only used to print once a year.
We've stopped some of the shipment. There's more out there somewhere. We need to find the plates.
We will find the printer. Maybe he has them.
Agreed. Likely a small town printer with big ambition. I have an idea where to look.
I'll contact some of my sources and see what I can find out. Meet me back at the Baden Hotel later.
I'm looking for Charles Ottman.
You're looking at him? What can I do for you?
I'm Detective Dickson, and I'm looking into an incident at the Baden Hotel. James Essen took a group photograph, and he says that you took one as well.
Didn't mean to interfere. I saw the group in front of the hotel, and I had my camera with me, so I figured I'd take a photograph.
Do you often do that?
I'm not working here, and that's not very often. I mostly take photographs here in Wellesley.
Then you work for your father.
He expects me to take over the family business one day. Yeah.
But you're more interested in photography?
It's more of a hobby. My duty is here with my family.
As is the case with many children when their parents own a business.
You know, I hope my brothers will take over the business one day so I can make something of my photography.
Do you happen to have any of your photographs here? I'm particularly interested in the one you took of the group in Brezden.
Yeah, got that one here actually. It's not the best. Some people passed behind it and ruined it.
Your photograph is more helpful than you know. May I keep it? I'll return it later.
No need to return. Photograph's ruined anyways.
One man's rubbish is another man's treasure. This is very helpful for my investigation. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, and do keep up your photography. Someday, perhaps, the people in Wellesley will treasure it as well.
Uncle, what are you doing here?
You first.
I have a feeling the feather I found is not from around here. Not to mention it's been tampered with. Charles Straw told me Charles Ottoman photographs in the area and would hopefully confirm my suspicions.
Perhaps. But I think you've already confirmed it.
Just being a little too thorough, I suppose.
Nothing wrong with that. I did the same. Essen told me that Ottoman also took a group photograph. There's Essen's photograph. And there's Ottoman's.
That's the switchboard operator I saw at the hotel. You don't think that man...
Oh, but I do. Would you go back to the hotel and ask the owner about her? I have an appointment to see Ezra Eby to find out more about this.
Oh, may I help you? I'm Lucy. You have something that needs to be printed.
Are you the owner?
In fact, I am. My father passed a couple of years back and I've taken over the business. Why do you ask?
We're looking for someone who can print some highly detailed documents that will require custom paper stock.
Oh, we're a small village shop. I don't think I can help you.
Not even if we pay you double what you charge?
Yes, we could make your time and effort well worth your while.
I don't think so. We're not involved in any form of counterfeiting.
Nobody said anything about that.
Here's an example. I get many requests.
Have you been down by the Nith River recently?
I have not. I have been right here every day. I don't know who you are, but you should leave. Pinkertons? Oh, I don't know what you're accusing me of. I've done nothing wrong.
We didn't say you did.
You make me feel like I did. Shouldn't you be looking into that Heasley fellow at the Brezden Hotel?
We look where we need to look.
Well, there's nothing to see here. Look, I have to get back to work, so if you don't mind.
We've seen enough.
I could encourage her.
Not necessary. Let's go.
Excuse me, I'm looking for the hotel owner. I was told he was here.
You just missed him.
I was hoping to ask him about the switchboard operator that quit.
Can't help you, miss.
Well, I can. Get this thing off me.
Mr. Lawrence, sorry to interrupt your shave.
It never rains, but it pours with you.
It wasn't you that I came looking for.
Well, you got me now. What's this about Lucy?
Is that her name? The one that quit?
Of course the one that's quit. If it was the one that was there, you'd be able to speak to her yourself.
She was fairly new, wasn't she?
New to the job? Yes.
And where did she work before that?
What do you mean before? She still does.
And where is that?
You certainly ask a lot of questions.
You know what they say. Leave no stone unturned.
She works at the print shop in Phillipsburg.
What do you mean works? She owns it.
Thank you. I have to run. See you later, Mr. Lawrence.
Not if I see you first. Now, where were we?
When Samuel Schneider told me that Ezra Eby was the man to speak to, I realized that while I'd heard about you and read about you, I had never had the pleasure of meeting you in person.
Pleasure is all mine, Detective Dickson. Your fine work and innate ability to solve mysteries precedes you.
It does not come without a certain degree of persistence and peril.
And those you've helped, thank you for it. I do understand your tenacity. It's something inside of oneself that drives one to go forward no matter how onerous the journey becomes.
I'm not surprised. The amount of time and diligence you've put into the history of the first settlers in the county and their descendants is quite admirable. How you still find time to write, teach, and publish is beyond me. I imagine that's why you're here.
I'm here to gather some more details, yes. The Brewbakers go back to the original group of Mennonites that traveled here from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. In fact, Mary Brewbaker was the first Brewbaker to come here. Her husband, Benjamin Eby, was an ordained Mennonite minister and bishop. He was instrumental in starting the first Mennonite church in Waterloo County.
In what was then Ebytown and later Berlin.
When Susanna Erb Brewbaker's husband passed, she eventually joined family here. Susanna was a sister of Jacob Erb, John Erb, who was the founder of Preston, and Abraham Erb, who was the founder of Waterloo. She was the only woman shareholder in the German Land Company. She purchased 16 lots and sold lot 47 to her youngest son, John Brewbaker.
And he's the one who built this stone house?
This is lot 25. John Brewbaker bought it for his son, John Brewbaker. It's confusing, I know. It was this John and his wife Magdalena who built this house, farmed the fields around it, and brought up 14 children. When Magdalena passed nearly 2 decades ago, John married Magdalena's widowed sister, Esther, who brought her 3 children.
Many hands make light work.
Indeed they do. But you did not come here for a history lesson.
I came to you because of this. Samuel says it's quite old.
Where did you come across this?
At a crime scene in a hotel room. It stood out because it didn't seem to belong there.
This would be more of a family heirloom than something you would travel with.
That would substantiate my theory that it was intentionally left there by someone from outside the Mennonite community. But how would that person get their hands on it?
Have you heard rumblings of a land deal up by Wellesley?
I was surprised, actually. I was not quite sure it was true.
There's been nothing quite like it for nearly 100 years, when over 8,000 acres of the Block 2 tract of land was sold to 26 Pennsylvania German Mennonite immigrant families. They were under the impression that they would gain clear land titles.
And that was false?
The land that was sold was actually mortgaged to 6 nations. The seller was not the sole owner of the land. He never made an initial down payment. There was 6% annual interest on the principal, and there was a binding stipulation that the tract not be subdivided before paying the full purchase price.
And yet here we are, on that land.
Representatives went back to Pennsylvania and convinced a group to help them.
The German company.
Exactly. The mortgage was paid off, and the seller saved from debtor's prison.
And the 6 nations?
Oh, a trustee group received the payment, and history tells us that much of the funds were either lost, ill-invested, or pilfered to attract more people to the area.
They were never paid.
Decades later, a land deal by Wellesley, and what's been called Tract 3, has a very large cash offer on the table. I'm not sure who's involved.
Who was the man involved in the Tract 2 deal?
Beasley, Richard Beasley.
Beasley, Richard Beasley. Robert Heasley. Bloodied Feather.
Bloodied Feather?
Thank you, Ezra. I have to get back to Baden.
Dr. Beatty, sorry I didn't make it in sooner. How did the autopsy go?
Chief Investigator, I've been expecting you. I have the report right here.
What is this?
It's the Fritzler case. Definitely blunt force trauma. She had a thick skull, but not thick enough. What's wrong? Is there a problem?
I was expecting the Heasley case.
Heasley?
The man who was shot at the Baden Hotel.
What about him?
You should have done the autopsy by now.
Autopsy? I need a body to do that.
What are you talking about? You have a body.
No, I don't. There was no body.
What nonsense is this?
Well, I arrived at the hotel and there was no body in the room. I figured you shipped it off to Toronto to have police forensics do the autopsy.
I did no such thing.
There was no body when you arrived?
No, I thought you took it before I got there.
I did not.
Well, then who did?
No idea. But by all the blood on the floor, he didn't walk out on his own.
Or did he?
I'll find him, Lucy. He won't get away with this.
No sense in hiding. You lied, and we know it.
It dawned on us. How would you know about Heasley?
Unless you were in Baden at the time.
Demetrius, over here.
She's printing the money.
Was printing it. Murray needs to know.
I wouldn't do that if you know what's good for you. What?
So there was never a body.
Heasley staged it. It was all a distraction to send the police on a wild goose chase.
Leaving him to do whatever he wished.
Very clever on his part. He left that Mennonite Bible on the table, the animal blood on the floor, and the bloodied feather.
Bible? Feather?
I'll explain about that later. Right now, there's a land deal that involves Heasley, or whatever his name is. He very cleverly created a pseudonym based on a land deal that went bad nearly a century ago.
He's a counterfeiter. I believe a Johnson offspring.
Ed Johnson?
The same. Two acquaintances of yours.
Demetrius Shevchenko and Evelyn Parks, yes. They asked about smugglers last week.
It turned into a counterfeit operation instead.
Counterfeiters need to shove their money into the system somehow.
It takes time for individual shovers to do this.
But a land deal would shove the bulk of the counterfeit money into the system in one fell swoop.
That it would. Demetrius and Evelyn are searching for the printer. I'm surprised that they haven't...
We found the printer in Petersburg.
She was murdered.
Murdered? What about Isabel? She left a message that she was going there.
Izzy wasn't there.
Which means she's gone after the murderer. Otherwise,
she'd be a victim as well.
This has to be Heasley. He's cleaning up after himself. One less witness.
But where have they gone?
His address was ripped out of the hotel ledgers. But fortunately, the coroner recorded it before it was.
Wellesley.
I made some inquiries. It's an abandoned building.
Perfect for hiding the plates.
what are we waiting for?
Isabel! Isabel! Where are you?
He's alive.
Oh, hello, Uncle. You're just in time.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, but...
What happened here?
His head met up with the vault door. He deserved it.
He had a gun on you. You could have been killed.
By the positioning of it, I knew he was left-handed. The rest is my sensei's fault.
The door was closed. How did you get in there?
Izzy can crack safes.
This is no easy vault to open when there's no combination.
Isabel?
It's made by Dominion Safe and Vault. If you know their dial movements and what to listen for, it's easy enough to do.
That's brilliant, Izzy.
It's illegal.
Perhaps not when it's been abandoned like this, Dickson.
Don't encourage her, Murray.
I almost forgot. You'll need this for evidence. The rest is in the vault along with the plates. Well, I'm off to Berlin. I'm having dinner with Pauline at the Walper. Anyone want to join? Come along, Uncle. I know you want to meet Pauline. You secretly admire her.
Why would you think that?
I might have found one of her books in your office. I'll be sure to return it.
Office? You broke into my safe?